Hey guys, it's Tmika. I don't know if you remember the other day I said I had a hankering for some peach cobbler when we were out shopping and I did that massive Dollar Tree haul. But yes, I went home and I made that peach cobbler and hunty, it is good. So I do hope you guys try it. Sorry I don't have a face-to-face, but I went like right into making this. So I hope you try it. Leave a comment down below if you did and let me know. So let's get started with making this easy recipe for peach cobbler.
Alright, so here are the items you're going to need to make this peach cobbler. I'm telling you, it is so good. It's going to be fast, it's easy, and your family's going to love it. You're going to need a bowl to be able to hold all of the peaches and the ingredient when you make your sauce peach cobbler. And then another little bowl where you can hold the juice of the peaches. You're going to need a pie pan. I'm using a cake pan because I don't know, my pie pans have grown feet and walked away. You're going to need some measuring utensils, half teaspoon, teaspoon, quarter cup, and then of course a stirring, something to stir it with. You're going to need some vanilla extract, and you're going to need some cornstarch, some lemon juice, some cinnamon, some nutmeg, and sliced peaches in a can. You can use frozen peaches if you like. I don't have any. I'm going to use these sliced peaches, and this is the 15-ounce can, and you want to get it in heavy syrup. All right, you're gonna need some pie crust. You can use the frozen pie crust, just make sure it's unthawed. You can use this rolled pie crust. I got whatever's on sale. This is $2.19 for two. You can make yours from scratch, your choice. You're gonna need some brown sugar, some white sugar, a stick of unsalted butter, and then an egg for like the coating of your egg wash. And then you need like a little baster, just a little something to put on your put your egg wash on top of your pie. So I'm gonna move these things aside and we're gonna get started with the juice. Okay, before we get started with the mixture, preheat your oven to 350, and we're going to open up one of these pie crust rolls, and we're gonna bake it just a little bit. I don't like super doughy dough at the bottom of my peach cobbler because it's already gonna be wet with the juices. Let me find some scissors. All right, so what I was saying was it's gonna get wet anyway. So I want it to be a little bit firm. And I'm just going to put it in the oven. This is freezer, come from the freezer, but you wanna let it sit out 20, 30 minutes so it can soften to room temperature. And I'm gonna put this, fit this on this cake pan. Lord have mercy, I wish I had my pie pan, but this is fine. I'm gonna fit this in here. I'm going to put it in the oven to cook just a little bit, maybe like 5 minutes or so, just to get it acclimated to the situation. Now this bottom one, so you wanna make sure, am I on frame? Because I'm off to the side. This bottom one, you wanna make sure you have it, you know, all the way on the sides, pressed real good. And then we're gonna cut off this layer, goodness. We're gonna cut off this top layer, right? So this is all gonna go off. Now, if you want, you could save this and add it to the inside of your peach cobbler for extra doughy, if you like that doughiness. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna cut off this rim. Just use this knife and cut. Just cutting it at an angle, because I don't want to have super thick dough on the edges, super thick crust, right? So we got that. I'm gonna put this in the oven for like 5 minutes on 350. All right, now we're back to the juice. So you want to take one can, and then we're gonna open it up. And we're gonna pour the whole thing in here, okay? Whoa, there. Grab your second bowl. Now save the juice just in case you want, later on you find that you want it to thicken it up or thin it out a little bit, do that. For this one, I'm going to drain this and not use this juice. Just gonna use the peaches in this can. All right, so pour the second peaches in the bowl. We're gonna set this aside. You may need it later, you may not. Totally up to you. So we're gonna bring this back and we're gonna add our mixture together. We're gonna add a 1/4 cup of white sugar, granulated white sugar. I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. We're gonna add 1½ teaspoon of lemon juice. And I'm using lemon juice concentrate, obviously. You can use fresh lemon juice and some lemon juice zest or lemon zest. That would be good too. I don't have any fresh lemons. We need a teaspoon of vanilla extract. We need a teaspoon of cinnamon. And we need a 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. Not too much nutmeg because it will overpower your peach cobbler. And you want to give this a stir. And oh my gosh, does it smell ever so delightful. Ooh, it smells good. So just give it a turn. You don't have to turn it too much because you're going to put it on the stove to cook. But you just want to just make sure, you know, all the clumps from the sugar are gone. Ooh, this smells good. And you don't want to tear your peaches up. So that's all I'm going to do for that. So now I'm going to grab a pot, which I didn't mention in the beginning, but we need a pot. I'm going to grab a pot so we can start to simmer this mixture. All right, in this pot, I'm going to add 1 stick of unsalted butter, and I'm going to let that melt. You don't want it to burn. You don't want brown butter, but you just want it to melt. Okay, this is nice and melted. Move this over just a little bit. I'm going to add 3 tablespoons. You're going to need 3 tablespoons of cornstarch so we can make like a little slurry. That will thicken. Let's move this out the way. I'm going to add a little bit of this butter to this bowl here. Okay? And we're going to add 3 tablespoons of cornstarch to this butter. We're going to temper this in here. And the reason we're doing this, it adds, it helps the sauce to be nice and thick. You don't want to add it directly in there because then it'll be clumpy. So just add 1 tablespoon at a time. Make sure it's nice and mixed. And 1 more. All right. Then we're going to add this back into that. Add this mixture back into this pot. Give it a stir. And then we're going to add our peach cobbler mixture to the pot. Get all your seasonings in there. I'm going to turn this up to medium-high heat. Give it a stir, and I'm going to let this simmer. Maybe 10 minutes. You just want it to be nice and thick. And that smells so good. Okay, so I'm going to let this simmer. Make sure just, you know, you gave it a nice quick stir. I'm going to put a lid on it and I'll be back. Okay, so of course my pie pan is out of the oven. So I only put it in there for 5 minutes. So now we're just going to pour our mixture in the pie. Okay, see how nice and thick that is? Yummy. Yes, so now we're just going to get the other pie crust out, this one, and unroll it and put it on the top. All right, so we're just gonna add that right to the top. Now you can cut this in strips, you know, you can do what you want. I'm gonna sit it right there on top, and I'm just going to, I'm gonna pinch my edges a little bit You can use a fork if you don't want to pinch these, but it's pretty thin. But I'm just gonna pinch them. But yeah, you can cut these. See, I'm doing the most right now. But you can cut these in strips and put them across the top if you want. And I'm gonna cut off the extra, hang it off the side. So yeah, you can roll these out if you want, fan them out, put them across if you want the extra dough. I'm okay with where we are. Just gonna punch some little holes at the top. Okay. And then we want to take that egg, make a little egg wash. You can also use butter, just so you can have this nice little golden crisp on top of your pie. I'm going to just take this egg and just wash it right across the top. You want to put this in the oven at 350, and you can cook it according to this pie directions, the pie crust directions, but you just want to cook it until this is golden brown, nice and done. Your pie crust just has to get done because your filling is already done. Okay, so you got the egg wash on there. Then, for just a little added extra, mix a little bit of brown sugar and white sugar together. In a little bowl or whatever, what have you, and sprinkle it across the top for a little extra sweet crunch. So if you don't want your edges to be super crusty, a tip is to put some tinfoil around the edges of your pie crust after it's been in there for like 20 minutes, and then or you just half the time, and then you should be okay with them not burning. So I'm gonna put this in the oven and I'll be back. All right guys, so this is how it turned out. It's cooled off. I had it in the oven for 25 to 27 minutes, just until this was nice and crusted. So I'm gonna go ahead and spoon up. So this is nice and crusted, and then it's a nice flaky crust. I'm gonna spoon this. Still hot in there. Yummy. Spoon this in this little dish here. I like all this crust on mine. I don't care that it's messy. All right. So a little bit of that. All right, so to go along with this, I'm gonna add a little scoop, or a scoop, I won't say little, a scoop of vanilla ice cream. Just right off to the side there. Yum-y. So this is what it looks like, guys. Super good. Let's give it a taste. If I can get it together, I can get it taste. All right, here we go. This crust is so flaky. I love it. Anyway, I hope you guys try this out. The recipe will be down below in the description box. Like the video if you like it, and let me know what you guys think. All right, bye.